My name is Shinde Sakshi. Today's topic is queue in Java. Today's date is 25 September 2024. The queue interface is present in the Java util package, and it extends the collection interface is used to hold the element about to be the processor in the first in first out order. It is an ordered list of object with its use limited to inserted elements at the end of the list and deleting the elements from the start of the list. That is, it follows the first in first out of or FIFO principle. Being an interface, the queue needs to concrete class for the declaration, and the most common classes are priority queue in the linked list in Java. Note that neither of these implementations is the thread set. Priority block queue is the alternative implementation if the thread set implementation is needed. The creating queue object, since the queue is an interface, object cannot be created of the type queue. We always need to class which extends this list in order to create an object. And also, after the introduction, the generic in Java 1.5, it is possible to restrict the type of object that can be stored in the queue. In Java, the queue interface is the subtype of the collection interface and represents the collection of elements in the specific order. It follows the first in first out principle, which means that the elements are the retrieved in order in which they were added to the queue. And the queue if interface provides the several method of adding, removing and inspecting elements in the queue. Here are some of the most commonly used methods. That methods are used for making it easier to coding, and these methods are the first is the add element. Adds and the element to rear of the queue, and the queue is full, it throw and no exception. Second is the offer elements. The adds and the element the rear of the queue, and queue is full, it returns false. Third is the remove method. Removes method return the element in front of queue. If the queue is empty, it throw an exception. Fourth is the poll function. Remove that return element in front of queue, and queue is empty, that then it returns the null. Fifth is the element method. Returns the element in the front of the queue without removing. If the queue is empty, it throw an exception. Sixth is the peek method. It returns the element in front of queue without removing it. If the queue is empty, then it returns null. The queue interface is implemented by the several classes in Java, including linked list, array list, and priority queue. Each of these classes provides the different implementations of the queue interface with the different performance characteristics and features. Overall, the queue interface is useful tool for maintaining, for managing the collections of elements and specific order. It is widely used in many different applications and industries. These all of the queues advantages: adding elements in order of add an element in a queue. We can use the add method, and insertion order is not written the priority queue. The elements are stored based on the priority order, which is ascending by default. Second is the removing elements. In order to remove an elements from the queue, we can use the remove method. If there are the multiple such as the objects, then the first occurrence of object is removed. Apart from the poll, method is used to remove the head and return it. Third is the iterating the queue. There are the multiple ways to iterate through the queue. The most famous way to converting the queue to the array and traversing using the for loop. However, the queue also has the inbuilt iterator, which can be used to iterate through the queue. The characteristics of queue. There are the multiple characteristics of queue. The following are the characteristics of queue, which is the queue is used to insert the element at the end of the queue and remove from the beginning of the queue. This is the main advantage of the queue. The begin in the beginning of the queue, and it follows the first in first out concept. The Java queue supports all methods of collection interface, including insertion, deletion, etc. That's all about the queue interface in Java. Thank you.